everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com, and we're here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, May 28th, or I think it's 29th, sorry, until Sunday, June 4th, 2017. But I wanted to give you a little bit of an update first on my situation regarding the fire that affected the building in which I live. Most of you by now know that where I lived with other residents caught on fire on Saturday, May 13th. It is right now Wednesday, May 24th as I do this video. And the update is that we still don't know any of the details of what started the fire, the extent of the damage to the building, where the inspectors are at with looking at things in the building, whether they feel like it can be occupied again. So very minimal details have been given to me or any of the other residents, and we're all still in a place of displacement. But we're all safe. Everyone was safe. All the pets and animals that were in the building were safe as well, and that's the most important thing. A lot of you have been asking if I've been able to retrieve my crystals or anything else, and the answer is no as far as the crystals. I have not been able to retrieve any of them, but where I'm staying with this lovely woman who offered me a temporary place in her home, she's got many crystals as well. So as far as doing monthly and weekly readings and meditating with the crystals, as I often would, I'm still able to do that with the use of her crystals. I can go in the building at times accompanied by maintenance or someone of that nature. The building itself is on lockdown, so I can't just randomly go over there anytime that I wish and go, into my unit. But if I call ahead of time, I can go in there to retrieve some personal items. Client files, because I worked out of my home, are in 2 separate file cabinets there. So as a lot of you are still signing up for readings or healing sessions with me, I'm able to go in and retrieve some of those client files. But it's just not practical right now, in not knowing exactly what my next step is, to be packing up all of my crystals and taking all of my crystals out of there. So they are there for now, but they are safe, and I know that they will be able to be washed up and they'll be fine. So some of the other things that are in the unit will not be fine. I still don't know exactly what will need to be replaced, but most anything that can absorb smoke, anything paper material, has some sort of smoke damage. So that's the update on that. As far as what I'm going to do, I don't really know yet, although I feel like it's very clear from Spirit, the universe, my angels and guides, that moving back into that unit, if we are allowed to at some point, and again, there's no information as far as that's concerned, as far as when or if we can even move back into the building. But I just feel like I'm getting message from Spirit that that is not the case for me, that that's not in my highest and best interest. So I am now open to the universe's guidance in whatever the next step for me is. I know that for a long time, some of you know that it's been my desire to move out of the state of Michigan, and maybe this is the call to do so. So I'm going to be open to potentially looking for what other options are out there. I'm looking or preferring not to get into any kind of a lease situation here in the area, just because I want to stay open to that possible potential of whether it's sooner or later moving out of the state. So I don't want to really be locked into any kind of a lease here. So just looking for like shared housing or house sitting opportunity, or wherever it is that I'm supposed to go, whatever it is I'm supposed to do to be of service to humanity or to whomever. I'm sure the universe and my guides and angels will show me the way and show me what that step is. I want to say a special thank you to my beautiful friend who lives in Belgium for all of her support and assistance. Thank you so much. I really, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate all that she has done, and actually from the bottom of my heart I really appreciate all that all of you have done. Each and every one of you who have sent prayers and positive energy and messages on Facebook, Skype, phone, texting, your love, your donations through my website, your donations through the GoFundMe page. I thank all of you, and I have such deep gratitude. I'm just in such awe and amazement at the outpouring of love and assistance that have come from all of you. And it's again so overwhelming that I find myself close to tears many times in regards to that. So thank you all again from the bottom of my heart, each and every one of you, for your love, your support, and your energy, and your uplifting comments of knowing that I'm going to be guided to my next step, as I know I am. And I just want to send you all much love and light, and many, many angel blessings. Namaste. Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from sacredsoulempowerment.com, here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, May 29th through Sunday, June 4th, 2017. For this weekly reading, we're going to be using Doreen Virtue's Angel Tarot deck for the main message, and then depending on your stone of choice for this week, we're going to be using the Goddess Guidance Oracle card, also from Doreen Virtue, for your special message. So let's take a look at your stones of choice here before we get started on the astrology for the week. Your first stone of choice is ammonite. And ammonite is a stone that helps to give stability and structure to your life, and it provides insight to start and retain the whole picture. It also enhances that root chakra energy of survival instincts. Okay, so again, that's ammonite. Your second stone of choice, this is a beautiful orange calcite. And these are some stones that I borrowed from the lovely lady who is letting me stay right now temporarily at her house. So she has lots of wonderful crystals around, which makes me happy. So the orange calcite, this is going to vibrate to the sacral chakra energy, of course. This is great for energizing and cleansing lower vibrational emotions like fear or depression. It's also very good for healing physical things that deal with the sacral chakra, sort of like the gallbladder and the reproductive system. Okay, and your third stone of choice, this is very interesting, intriguing. It's called striped Bahia agate. And this stone actually helps to open up new worlds for you to create or recreate your life. So if you're in a situation, sort of like me, which is why I was drawn to it, to where there was a circumstance or situation happen and you need to recreate your life, this is a great stone to have. It also helps to heal past regrets and mistakes. So again, your stones of choice are the ammonite, the orange calcite, and the striped Bahia agate. Okay, so let's take a look at the energies for the week, the astrology for the week. We start out on Monday the 29th with Mars in Gemini opposing Saturn in Sagittarius. Now this happens really early in the morning Eastern time, so if you're watching this video a little bit early, like on Saturday or Sunday, you're going to feel this as it's creeping up basically to come into exact connection in the early morning hours Monday. Now, Mars is a planet about energy and action. It's in the sign of Gemini. This is juggling many things, wearing many hats, trying to go maybe in too many directions at once, or feeling overwhelmed because there is so much going on in life, maybe that you're not even initiating, but there just is. Now, it's opposing Saturn. Now, Saturn has this little bit of a restrictive, limiting quality, but it also has a grounding and focus quality about it. So because it's an opposition, it's playing out with other people or other organizations or circumstances outside of you. It's got that kind of opposition, opposite effect where, like a teeter-totter, it's like you're balancing two different things here. Saturn, of course, is retrograde right now in Sagittarius, so this is dealing with karmic issues or energies regarding judgments and the big picture of our lives, okay? Sagittarius deals with like the big picture of our lives, but Sagittarius also is very opinionated and sometimes has certain ideas or judgments about things. Now again, Saturn is that planet that deals with karma, karmic kind of situations, circumstances, and energies. And that's why I bring in that idea of balancing out some karmic things regarding judgment. So, you know, it's kind of confusing to me, and I feel almost confused trying to discuss what Mars opposing Saturn in this case is all about. So just because I, you know, feel a little bit confused, I feel like that's what the energy is going to be. You know, it's going to be this confusing kind of energy because Gemini is a mutable sign, Sagittarius is a mutable sign. Mutable means that it's not grounded. Mutable means that there's a lot happening, a lot going on all at the same time, and there's no focus and no groundedness. So that's what I feel like is kind of happening. Is we're trying to regain a sense of balance, but maybe we're not doing a very good job about it. On Wednesday the 31st, now I'm going to also again say that on Tuesday the 30th, you may be feeling this one too. But on Wednesday the 31st, Mercury in Taurus is going to connect exactly in a trine aspect with Pluto and Capricorn. Now this can be quite empowering. Mercury is our ideas, our thoughts, the way we communicate, and Pluto is that planet of death and rebirth or power as well. And this is a positive aspect. So we may have some sort of communication with other people or someone else to where we're needing to own our power, speak our power, stand in our power. Or maybe we're teaching or writing something where, again, our sense of empowerment is coming through. Now, Mercury in Taurus, this could be things about money and finances as well, where we're communicating and it has something to do about resources or our financial situation in some way. And again, we're needing to stand in our power and own our power and not allow anybody else to take that power. We don't want to go overboard and be too forceful necessarily or disempowering to somebody else, I guess is a better way to say it. But you definitely want to own your power and speak your truth here. Now, as we get into Thursday, the 1st of June, now we're transitioning into a new month, and that new month of June has a new energy to it, a new vibration of energy than May. I did already do, and it should already be posted and up to watch, the monthly angel card reading for June. So you should definitely go and listen to that monthly angel card reading because June has quite a powerful and dynamic energy about it. And I think it's going to be hugely transformational and transitional in a lot of ways. But on Thursday, the 1st of June, we have a couple different things going on. One is that Venus, the planet of love, relationships, money, and finances, she's still in Aries, which is very independent, self-sufficient, courageous. It's in a positive aspect to Saturn. So this is good because I feel like the divine feminine can really stand her ground. You know, this is like the divine feminine energy on the planet or within you, really having the semblance of like security within self. You know, it's like the feminine power is strong. I don't know how else to say it, but Saturn has that grounding and focusing effect because it's in a positive aspect here. Okay, now the other thing that's happening though on the 1st, and this one's a little bit more challenging, is that Mars, the planet of energy and action and forward movement, is in a challenging aspect to Chiron, the wounded healer. So this can bring up some old wounds. So it's interesting that both of these transits are happening on the same day. I feel like there's some old situations, circumstances, or relationships to where those wounds are coming up, those wounds are being highlighted, and those wounds could be of a physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual level. But at the same time, Venus trining Saturn is like, you know, like kudos for women. You know, it's like that. It's like the empowerment of women on the planet or in the collective is becoming stronger in some way. So, you know, you might want to pay attention to what's going on the collective level around that time because it might have something to do with, again, empowerment of the feminine forces on the planet in some way. Okay, on the 3rd, on Saturday the 3rd of June, we have Venus moving on from that trine to Saturn, and now it's connecting with Uranus. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we have that movement with Venus, with both Saturn and Uranus. Now, as she's connecting with Uranus, you're probably going to get some sort of unexpected energies happening. Now, Venus, again, rules relationships of all kinds, partnerships. Venus rules our values, how we feel about ourselves, our sense of self-worth, and Venus rules money and finances as well. So again, unexpected circumstances or situations that come up regarding any of those things, okay? And this can be quite enlightening. This is probably something that is supposed to be happening, but again, it might be surprising. There might be something surprising coming in that you're not expecting. Now that happens very early Saturday morning Eastern time, so you might even experience whatever that's about again on Friday as well. Okay, and then also on the 3rd, on Saturday, we also have the Sun in Gemini making a positive aspect to Jupiter in Libra. Now, Jupiter is actually stationed at 13 degrees. It's getting ready to turn direct, but not until I think it's next week. So Jupiter is intensified and highlighted because it's at a stationary point. And this is about belief systems regarding relationships with other people. It's our belief systems about equality and things being fair and things being just. Okay, now again, there is a positive aspect with the Sun on Saturday, but there's a challenging aspect with the Sun and Neptune on Sunday. So Sunday, the Sun now is squaring Neptune, which is that planet of illusion or confusion or delusion. Things aren't grounded or clear with Neptune. So this is interesting that there's the positive aspect with Jupiter on Saturday and the challenging aspect with Neptune on Sunday. But still in all, it has something to do with our belief systems, our spiritual belief systems, the way we see or think about something, again, regarding things being fair, things being just, relationship, partnerships. And then things are unclear, things are confused, things aren't making any sense at the same time. So it's like our belief systems maybe are having to go through some sort of an adjustment period here. Also on Sunday the 4th, Mars, planet of energy and action, is now moving out of Gemini and moving into the sign of Cancer. It's going to be in Cancer, I can't remember till what date, but for a little while, like the middle or sometime around in July. So it's in there for over a month in that sign of Cancer. So the highlight here with Mars energy, action energy, is going to be towards home matters, family matters, matters that deal with children, women, emotions, our feelings, our sensitivities, our empathic ability, caretaking of family members or other people. All of those things are ruled by Cancer. So that's where the shift is going to be now with Mars. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the message from our angels and guides. So I have already meditated and shuffled and chosen 3 cards for this week. And the first card is a major arcana, okay? It seems like we're having lots of major arcana lately, but it's major arcana number 2, the High Priestess and Archangel Haniel. And it says at the bottom, listen to your intuition, have patience. I feel like that's a key phrase, have patience. Consider carefully what you want before acting, okay? I feel like I'm getting pretty much what this is saying, is that you're really needing to tune in on a more psychic level, intuitive level, empathic level with what it is that you desire. And then put that intention out to the universe, but be patient, because there's changes that are going to be happening in this month of June. And this forward movement towards whatever your dreams or desires or goals or intentions are may not come this month. It may come a little bit later. The number 2, I keep feeling like, honing in on the number 2, the fact that this is the second major arcana. The number 2 is about balance. Okay, again, if you think of 2 people standing opposite from one another, if you think of 2 kids in the playground on what we call a seesaw or a teeter-totter, you're needing to retain a particular balance between both sides of the teeter-totter, or between the two people that are involved maybe in a communication. There needs to be equality, there needs to be balance, there needs to be a state of harmony, and again, that level of patience to attain the balance and equality that you're looking for, okay? Let me see if I can get anything else as I look at this. Archangel Haniel is the angel that deals with our healing abilities, our psychic abilities, and healing within our own subconscious. And she's actually holding a book here. And I feel like this is like the Akashic Records. I feel like this is about us tuning in through meditation, or maybe journaling, or maybe going to get a reading if you feel like you need to get a reading with somebody, that you're tuning into your Akashic Records regarding some sort of situation or circumstance. This might be some sort of repeating theme in your life and you need some sort of clarity. But I feel like here that we're talking about the book, this book of your records, the book of knowledge, the book of your Akashic Records here. And that somehow this is important for this week to tune into on a higher level, understanding a certain circumstance or situation that may be in your life on a deeper level, that it's not just surface anymore. It's like, again, it's like this has happened before, or this seems to be something that happens all the time. So let's go deeper and let's understand what the root of it is through looking at our Akashic Records. So call in Archangel Haniel and she should be able to help you with that. Let's look at the second card for the week. Okay, so now we have the Page of Air. The Page of Air says logical, honest, impulsive, and curious. And at the bottom it says challenging information, delays or changes to plans, truth delivered without tact. Now, the Page of Air is the Page of Swords. So this is the mental realm. This is our thoughts, our ideas, our communications. The page energy in the tarot is considered a young energy. It's like a childlike energy. And what do children do? They don't censor themselves. Children usually speak their truth. And this is kind of what this card is like. It's like messages or information or communications that may be uncensored, that may be very direct, honest, to the point, blunt. Okay, so I feel like, again, there's some sort of message coming to you. This might be a message from your guides or angels, but it might also be communications that you're having with other people about a circumstance or situation in your life. Or this might be communications that you're presenting to someone else or to a group or organization as well. But it tends to be, again, very logical. This is, again, a very mental card. So it's very logical, very succinct, very to the point. This is the way it is, very factual, or needing the facts or wanting the facts. So this isn't, it's not tender, it's not nurturing, it's not emotional. But again, it says there might be some sort of delay. So you might be waiting to hear back from a situation or circumstance, an organization, a person. You're waiting for some sort of communication or message, but it may be not forthcoming this week, or it may be delayed. It may take longer than you would like. Okay, so there's definitely something here with that. This can also be part of that Venus conjuncting Uranus, where there's sudden unexpected. Okay, so even though Venus doesn't rule communication, it still rules relationships. So there may be some sort of conversation or communication within relationship matters that's just very sudden, to the point, not censored, and maybe you didn't even mean to blurt it out. So that might be also what part of this is about. Let's take a look at the last card. Okay, the last card is the Five of Water. So this brings in the emotional element, okay? And it says at the bottom, things not turning out the way you had hoped, not seeing the positive in a situation, and crying over spilt milk. So the 5 cards, are always a little bit more challenging. Things are not focused, or things are in disarray or confused in some way. And here again, we have confusion on the emotional level. Something with our thoughts, our feelings. This could be something with relationship matters, or just something, again, that we feel emotional about. So it could be a situation about job, career, living situation, family situation. It's something to where we're feeling overly emotional about something. And there might be something that comes in this week. Again, Mars is moving into Cancer at the end of the week, so that brings in that emotional element, with Cancer being a water sign. Cancer rules home and family. So there might be things happening that kind of push our emotional buttons or upset us a little bit. And the trick is, again, to stay centered, to stay in a place of, staying in a place of positivity, just like the card says. There's no use in like going over the deep end emotionally speaking, because things happen and sometimes we can't change what happens. And our worry, our fears, our upsetness, our anger is not going to necessarily change the situation or circumstance. So the best thing to do is to just center and know that everything happens for a reason, and know that you're divinely protected and guided and led to whatever the next step is. So I feel like going back to the beginning here of tuning in and asking Archangel Haniel for assistance in connecting with your higher soul self, connecting with your subconscious, again, the subconscious healing of Archangel Haniel here. And again, the major arcana of the High Priestess. So it's really you tuning into the divine feminine of your psychic and intuitive abilities, the divine feminine of your higher soul self, and connecting to that truth within you, that guiding truth. Okay, so Archangel Haniel is going to help you, as will all the archangels this week. So let's take a look at your special message depending on your stone of choice. Again, we have the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck here. So let's take a deep breath together. Okay, and let's shuffle this. And this is for the Ammonite people. This one's just sticking out, so I feel like this is for you, Ammonite people. Green Tara, start delegating. Okay, it says, ask others, including me, meaning Green Tara, to help you instead of trying to do everything by yourself. So again, what I think of right away is that Mars squaring Chiron on the 1st. And Mars is in Gemini. Remember how I said multitasking, juggling, doing too many things at the same time, maybe not getting anywhere, with Mars and Gemini? I feel like this is about that. There's so much going on. It's okay if you ask for help. Ask your angels and guides for help. Ask Green Tara for help. But also ask other friends and family for help. It's okay. You deserve it. You're worthy of it. You don't have to do it all by yourself. You don't have to handle it all by yourself. Ask others for support, assistance, guidance, help, whatever it might be that you need. There's people out there that will be there for you. So again, reach for that. There's a lot of green in this card, so it makes me feel like there's emotional things going on. Again, emotional heart chakra things. So I feel like there's maybe that 5 of water, upsetness about something happening. So again, when we're in that state of beingness, sometimes we feel like we can't totally function properly, like we can't get everything done that needs to get done. And it's okay to say to your friend or to a family member or to your coworker, you know what, I just really need help with this. Can you please help me? Okay? So I think that's your message for the week. Then for those of you that chose that orange calcite, that beautiful orange calcite, this one keeps drawing my attention. So, wow, this is weird. This is white Tara. That's so weird. Okay, so white Tara is sensitivity, and it says you are becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. Okay, so this is about your empathic abilities, you're becoming more and more sensitive again to the energies around you. I feel like this is relating to Chiron slowing down for the month of June. Okay, and again, that Mars square Chiron. You're going to be very sensitive to not only what's happening with you and situations and circumstances happening with you, your own emotions, your own feelings, but you're going to be sensitive to other people's emotions, other people's circumstances. You're going to be sensitive to the collective, to if there's events or situations going on worldwide with the collective, you're going to be sensitive to those energies as well. So there's a lot happening here. And I feel like they're talking about learning about protection and cleansing. So protection techniques: before you leave your house in the morning, do a meditation, surround yourself with white light of protection, call in Archangel Michael to help you. He kind of will help to surround you with that white light of protection. And then at the end of the day, pull cords, or throughout the day, pull cords to situations, circumstances, or relationships to kind of clear your own aura and energy field as well. So I feel like you need to pay attention to those kind of things, and making sure also that with the energies of the month of June coming up, they're saying, so this is obviously a message beyond this week, but a message of putting in your body higher vibrational foods, staying away from the lower vibrational foods, as well as lower vibrational and, situations, conversations, places. If you're going to places that have a lot of chaos or lower vibrational energies, try to remove yourself from those situations so that you can stay in a place of balance for this week and perhaps for this month as well. Okay? All right, very interesting. We got both the Taras. It makes me think that you might want to research Tara on the internet. There's obviously green Tara and white Tara because those are the cards we chose, but I believe there's one or two other color Taras, but I don't know anything about them. Maybe you'll research that and let me know. Okay, so for those of you that chose the striped Bahia agate, okay, this one actually stops me, and this one is Ayane. I think I'm pronouncing that right, Ayane. And this is leap of faith. Take a risk and put your heart's true desire in action, okay? Again, now I go back to Venus connecting with Uranus, sudden and unexpected energies. And again, Venus rules the divine feminine. So women and even men, we all have the divine feminine aspect within us, but the divine feminine, remember, is the allowing, nurturing, compassionate, unconditionally loving. But in this case, I feel like there's a little bit of that masculine energy with this as well, because again, we're needing to take a risk, take a leap of faith, and that's very masculine in nature. So again, balance the two, balance the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and go for it. Make a change, free yourself. This is really about freeing your energy and moving towards what your heart truly desires, what you're passionate about, what your true goal is. Maybe you feel stuck in a situation. I'm really thinking that Venus connecting with Uranus this week is going to, we're just going to, a lot of us, I feel like we might not even plan it, but a lot of us are going to take that leap. It's just like something's going to switch within us. A switch is going to go off, and we're going to say, you know what, I'm done. I'm gonna go for what I want. I'm gonna move where I want. I'm gonna free myself from this job, whatever it might be. But I feel like there's a lot of that's going to be happening in this week for the people that chose the Bahia agate. So I hope you've liked this weekly angel card reading. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support, again, through the circumstances and the situation that I mentioned in the little segment before this video. I can't tell you how much it means to me. I really appreciate each and every one of you for all the love, the support, the prayers, the energy, the comments, the emails, the texts, the phone calls, the Facebook messages that you've all sent to see how I am and see what's going on with me. I love you all very dearly. I'm so grateful and thankful that you're all in my life. So many blessings of love and light to each and every one of you. Many, many angel blessings. Namaste.